All right. So as you're doing your Supta Virasana, your knees are together, the feet are outside the hips. You want to open the top of the foot onto the floor. It can even feel nice to press down on the insteps on the big toe mound in particular, and get that nice little feeling of almost a massage on the feet. And then, as you can see, I have the belt up high on my thigh. As I said a moment ago, you can have the belt down at your knees as well, or both. And I'm going to go with this. And when you lie back, you want your low back to feel entirely comfortable. So if it doesn't, then you need more structure. Maybe you need to sit on a block, or maybe you need more height behind you. You can use a chair behind you, or whatever will work. But whatever you're using, and go ahead and settle back into this pose. This feels really quite comfortable to me. I've hit the, I would say, the perfect structure for where I'm at this evening. So I can just really relax into this and just feel a little bit of extension, engagement there in the quadriceps. So that's what we want. Nothing too intense that it's distracting, just enough to kind of wake up the thighs. You may want to think about, but not work hard at, but we're going to be really extending through the knees through the class. So as you're here and you're comfortable, you find your spot, and you're kind of reaching with your knees and then down into the floor. We're going to be doing a lot of work tonight with the iliopsoas, which is a set of muscles that connect to the low spine in the lumbar area or up near the thoracic spine. And then they come down into the interface of the pelvic bones, the iliacus. They attach there and join the iliacus muscle, and then go down and attach to the thigh bones. So one of the things we want to be doing is extending through the knees. So that gets the extension of the iliopsoas. When you bring the knee up into your chest, one of the sets of muscles you're using is the iliopsoas to contract. So here we're extending. another muscle you may be feeling. You don't really feel that iliopsoas as much. You feel it when you run out of gas with it, but the muscle that you may be feeling down kind of the center of the quadricep right now is the rectus femoris. It's one of the quadricep muscles. So that muscle attaches to the pelvic bones, so I'm not sure exactly where, but that's also a critical muscle in both the extensions and the contractions and bringing the knee into the chest. Sometimes, like now, when I find a setup with props and such, it fits me just perfectly for the pose, and I feel like I'm really kind of the pose itself. I just don't want to get out. I feel like, okay, I could just stay here all night. But I think we'll need to move on. So let's go ahead and ease up from here. And we'll take a comfortable cross-legged posture, seated posture. We'll do a little alternate nostril breathing. I like doing this because it's a good way to kind of hit the reset button, kind of bring your attention to a whole different place, balanced and symmetrical. So I'm going to sit up on a nice height here on the bolster, but you can use whatever works for you. Glasses will get in the way. So as we know, the alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, we have the index finger and middle finger together. It could be either on the third eye space or on the bridge of the nose. The thumb is on the right side of the nose. The pinky and ring finger together on the left side of the nose. We want a nice upright spine. Chin, we start off at least parallel to the floor with the chin. You can take your left hand into Dhyana Mudra if you wish, or in a Vipassana meditation mode on your lap. Really, you can do what works for you with that. Now, you can either do Jalandhara Bandha or not, as you may wish. So with Jalandhara Bandha, it looks like this, or upright. Now, if you do the Jalandhara Bandha, you want to not round your upper body, your upper back. You want to make sure that you keep the torso lifted and the chest open, and you just lift the chest and take the chin down. So you're not rounding the back. So taking that position, whatever you're going to do with or without Jalandhara Bandha, just breathe comfortably through both nostrils. Kind of be at ease here with the basic structure. If at any point you find you're out of sync with what I'm saying, you can go at your own pace. Or if you are feeling a little agitated or off kilter, just stop and just breathe normally and then pick it back up with us if you wish. But with pranayama, you don't want to push through the blocks, really. You want to ease up if you're feeling blocked or anxious or out of sync, and then locate a comfortable place to re-enter as you may wish. Okay, so let's take an inhale through both nostrils, and an exhale through both nostrils. And then we begin closing the right, inhaling through the left. Close both and hold. Open the right, exhale. Close both and hold. Open the left, open the right, inhale. Close and hold. Open the left, exhale. Close and hold. Open the left, inhale. Close both and hold. Open the right, exhale. Close and hold. Open the right, inhale. Close and hold. Open the left, exhale. Close and hold. Open the left, inhale. Close and hold. Open the right, exhale. Close and hold. Open the right, inhale. Close and hold. Open the left, exhale. Close and hold. Open the right, inhale, and continue at your own pace for a couple more cycles. After your next hold, after exhale on the left side, return to normal breathing. Okay, so look at my notes. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So we're going to do this basically without props. So just put your props to the side. You may wish to have a blanket under your, I don't think the blanket will work, but you might want something under your head if you want. But I'm going to go with nothing. Just watch for a moment. Let me just demonstrate it for a moment, and then we can all do. So this is going to be without the props. So basically, we want the feet aligned with the hips. We want the feet aligned with each other. So you check to see that both feet are evenly forward. And then I'm going to bring the inner edge of the shoulder blades in right from the beginning. And then we're going to lift up. And then the idea is to get your hands into some kind of support position. So here I have my palms in my low back and my fingers supporting into my buttocks. If you can't reach that, you can go with your thumbs under the pelvic rim. That could work. Or you can go with nothing at all. You can interlace your fingers and press your wrists down, and that'll help you to really bring the inner edge of the shoulder blades in and up, and the outer deltoids down and out. So as we're doing this, we want to lift the thighs as if you're pressing the thighs into the ceiling and reach the knees toward the wall away from you. So that's the idea. So give it a go. So we lie down, feet hip distance apart, feet aligned with each other, parallel to each other. You lie back and you right off bring the inner edge of the shoulder blades in and up, and the outer deltoids rotated out and down, just to get you started on the right direction. And then once you've got your basic structure, you lift your hips up and then see if you can get your hands into a support position of one sort or another. So sometimes we'll use a block, as we all know, under the sacrum. But for now, we're doing this with hands if you can. And keep the soles of the feet evenly pressing down. A little bit of emphasis on the big toe mounds. That'll help you keep the knees aligned and the heels firmly down. But the soles of the feet open. Now extend the knees away, reaching toward the wall away from you, and lift your thighs as if imagining that you're pressing them into the ceiling. Breathe here. Setubandha, Sarvangasana, or bridge pose. And then ease your way back down. Take a few breaths. Now, the second time through, you can do it again supported, or if you're able to do it, with your hands on the floor, starting with the fingers interlaced and pressing the wrists down. So it'll be, with less support, not so much of a supported lift. Okay, so go ahead and lift up, bringing those shoulders in, lift up as high as you can, interlace your fingers if you can manage this, and press your hands and wrists down and lift the thighs up as you do. Reach the knees away so you elongate from the top of the chest through the pelvis, through the thighs, through the knees. Press the heels down, press the big toe mounds down, press the fourth toe mounds down, and breathe here. We're going to put a little heat tonight into those rectus femoris and iliopsoas and abdominal muscles. All right, and then release. Take a few breaths. We'll do that one more time. Okay, once again, same thing, take your pick, using the hand-supported version or the hands on the floor version. In any case, bring the shoulders in, and if you're doing it with your hands on the floor, press the palms and the hands and wrists down, lift the thighs up, reach with the knees so you get that long extension through the quadriceps. Press down with the big toe mounts, the heels, the fourth toe mounts. Breathe here. And release. And just rest there for a few breaths. All right, let's roll to the side and come into downward facing dog. And then walk into a standing forward bend. And then inhale and come up. All right. Okay, I've just lost my connection here, so I'm gonna get you started on the next thing. And actually, I'm gonna change my mind on that. I wanna go back to lying down for a moment, for just one more moment. And let me show you what I want to do next. It's Bekasana. So I need to reset here. So what this looks like is this. You know, this one you can have a blanket on if you wish. We're gonna do this one leg at a time. First, we take this, here the right foot, and we're gonna put the hand across the top of the foot. And with the heel outside the hip, we wanna kind of move the heel toward the floor. So it's like that, and then the other side, same idea. We'll give it a try once also, with both at once. So give that a go. Stretch out prone on the floor, fully extended. Bend the right foot up toward the buttock. If you can, put the hand on top of the foot with the fingers pointing toward the knee. And then keeping that knee on the floor, draw the heel toward the floor. While you're doing that, I'm going to try to reset my little casting connection so I can see what you all are doing. Now switch to the second side. Okay, and then back to the first side. And again to the second side. Okay, and then release that. Come to your knees. Now for this next one, you'll want a blanket or something to make this comfortable. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this with a wall, but it can be done without a wall. People who have been taking my classes are familiar with this as part of a kind of pigeon pose structure. But the idea here is to come into the pose. You're going to have the right knee all the way back to the wall. And again, I'm going to show you how to deal with it if you don't have a wall. And then here, my left foot comes forward. So then I can come up like this, and I can really get that big extension through that. You'll know where your rectus femoris is after this. So this is the idea. So that's how we'll do it. Let me show to the second side just so that the whole vision is there. So the left knee goes back, the left foot is up the wall, the right knee is bent, I come up. And here, the more I straighten up, the more I really feel that extension through the quadriceps. So now I think in a certain way, the fairly obvious thing with the chair version is you just use the chair as if it's like the wall. So my right foot goes up on the chair, and you can get pretty much the same effect. It's not quite as intense, but it's the same basic idea. So you can do with the chair like that. You can see how it's a little harder to get the back leg really upright perpendicular if you don't have a wall, but it works just fine. And for some people, it might be better because it's a little less intense. Okay, let's give it a try. The right leg goes back first, right up to the wall. The left foot comes forward. You're either using the wall or the chair, and then we're nice and upright. And again, the more upright you can get, the more you're going to feel that extension. So don't go too far. Stay within yourself, but you want to feel that extension there through the quadricep. You can, if you can't really get up very high, you can use a chair also this way, so you can kind of be stable and a little bit upright. So this is available for those of you who have those tight quads and can't get anywhere near this. Okay, second side. So the left knee against the wall or back toward your chair. The right foot comes up. I'll go ahead and use the chair as a good model for this. And then you get nice and upright. If you bring your front pelvic bones forward a bit, that too will intensify that quadricep stretch. Okay, release. One more time to each side. I think now we have the hang of it. Right knee goes back. Left foot comes forward. And then we come up into a nice upright structure. Really lift the torso up, kind of moving the front pelvic bones forward a bit, getting that nice extension through the quadriceps. So this is basically, this would be a good preparation for Raja Kapotanasana, pigeon pose, royal pigeon pose. Okay, second side. and a nice upright structure once again. Okay, that's good. And now we'll come up to our standing posture. This next one will be a breeze compared to that. Really no props. I'm going to use the wall, but this is it's not necessary that you have a wall. But this is a simple pose that we've done many times. So you can just pretend that you have a wall if you're not using one. So I'm standing a few inches away from the wall with my feet just a little bit apart, 3 inches apart maybe. And my palms on the wall, and I'm in a nice upright Tadasana. So everyone can do this. It's fine to do it without a chair, without a wall. You can just stand facing forward. And then we're just going to catch that right foot or ankle and extend the knee down, reach the knee down and then back. Simple enough. So go ahead, we all know this. Again, the wall is nice, but it's not essential. I'll do it away from the wall. So stand in a nice upright Tadasana, catch that right foot, reach the knee down and back. Don't move the right front pelvic bone back. Keep the front pelvic bones evenly forward. That's one of the things that the wall helps with, is to keep that gauged. Okay, second side. Catch that left foot or ankle. Reach that knee down and back. And back to Tadasana. One more time to each side. Catch that right foot. And now, if you can, extend the left arm up. So you get a full extension. Really work here. This requires the iliopsoas. You don't notice it so much. But to get that full extension through Urdhva Hastasana and through that bent leg knee, you have to engage the iliopsoas, a deep core muscle, set of muscles. And return to Tadasana. Catch the left foot. Extend that knee down and back. And if you can, extend the right arm up. Really engage that extension in both directions. Down through the bent leg knee, down through the straight leg, and up and through the extended torso and right arm. And then back to Tadasana. Okay, so now we'll do Natarajasana. So I'm going to do it with the chair. You can do it with the wall, or you can do it with nothing. So just watch for a moment. I think most everyone's familiar with this. I'll move this out of the way for the moment. So we start off the same way. Here I'm going to catch my right foot, extend my left arm up, and get that big extension. And then I'm going to rotate. First I'm going to catch my balance. And then I'm going to rotate through the left hip and extend my hand out either to the wall or, as here, to a chair for balance. And then I do the same work. I reach through the quad, through the knee, one way, and through the torso, and extended arm the other. Still reaching that knee back and up. So that's the idea. So you don't have to have a prop, but then balance becomes difficult. If you have a wall or a chair you can reach out to, that will help you maintain your balance. So you can focus more on the extensions. So at the back of your mat, you take Tadasana. You can have your feet a couple inches apart if you like, for balance, to help with that. But a nice upright Tadasana. And then catch that right foot or ankle and extend the left arm and hand up. Really work here on that full extension toward the ceiling one way, toward the floor the other, and then rotate through that left hip and extend out to whatever prop you're using. And then you want to focus on reaching that right knee back and up. Keeping that right front pelvic bone down. So the right front pelvic bone stays parallel with the left. All right, come back up to Tadasana. Catch the left foot, extend the right arm up. Again, reaching that knee down and back. Rotate through that right hip. Reaching out to your prop. Securing your balance. And then extending that left knee back and up. Keeping the front pelvic bones evenly off the floor. And then inhale and come back up to your Tadasana. One more time to each side. Catch that right foot or ankle, extend the left arm up, fully extend, and then come into Natarajasana. And back to Tadasana. Catch the left foot or ankle, extend the right arm up, full extension in both directions, rotate through the right hip, and come into your supported Natarajasana. Okay. Back to Tadasana. Now I had mentioned that we could use 2 chairs. So if you have 2 chairs, grab them. If you don't worry about it. This pose can be done without chairs just as well as with. My 2 chairs are not the same height, so that's a little problematic, but I'll make do. So let me demonstrate. We're basically going to do Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So I'm going to step forward with my right foot and take my left foot back. Now I'm using the wall. That's just an option. And then I'm going to bend my knees, my right knee. And then I'm using my chair. Now, again, the height of the chairs is not the same, so I have to adjust. I have to adjust the position so that I keep my torso level and symmetrical. So here I'm pressing my left heel back, tightening the left kneecap into the thigh, internal rotation on the left thigh. And I'm using the chairs for stability and to get a big lift here. So that's the idea. So now if you don't have 2 chairs, you can use 1 chair. And it simply looks like this. So this is totally fine. It may even work better for you, especially if you have uneven chairs. Or of course, you can do it without chair at all. So whatever way you're going to do, get yourself set up for Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Once you have your stuff, then take Tadasana, facing your chair or chairs. And then we're going to take a step forward with the right foot and a step back with the left foot if you're using a wall. And then we're going to bend that right knee to 90 degrees and extend that left heel back. Tighten that left kneecap into the thigh, internally rotate that left thigh. Use your prop to help you lift and open the chest. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. It's hard to do this pose with that right knee bent to 90 degrees without help. So this is nice. Okay, inhale, come up, turn your feet, come back to your Tadasana. Step forward with the left foot, step back with the right as you may wish. Bend that left knee to 90 degrees. Hands on your prop. Nice upright torso. So you want to really extend that right heel back, tighten the right kneecap into the thigh, internally rotate that right thigh, bring the right hip bone, front pelvic bone forward, the left comes back, the torso lifts up. And release. Okay, set the chair aside. And we'll do one time to each side with just propless, regular old Virabhadrasana 1. You can use a height under your foot, your back foot if you wish. So you stand toward the back of your mat in Tadasana. You're gonna have your feet a few inches apart for balance. You're gonna turn the left foot out just a bit and a big step forward with the right foot. Hands on hips, square up the hips and shoulders, looking forward, facing forward. Inhale. Exhale, bend that right knee as close to 90 degrees as you can get. As you can see, my left heel is coming off the floor. That's okay. Don't worry about it. But then straighten that leg and extend that heel back toward the floor. And then bring the arms up. So you see now we really have to engage that iliopsoas to maintain this structure. And come up. Feet back together, come back to the back of your mat. Tadasana. Turn the right foot out. Big step with the left foot. Hands on hips. Square up the hips and shoulders, facing forward. Inhale. Exhale, bend that right knee. Again here on the left knee. If the right heel comes up, no worries. Just extend that leg back, reaching the heel toward the floor, and then sweep the arms up. And then inhale and come up. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to use our chair again for Navasana, for both poses, as promised. So you can have a chair in front of you and have something on top of it so that there's some comfort. A cushion of some sort is good. Have a belt. We're just going to do a few variations here of Navasana, both poses. So we're going to sit in Dandasana to start. Now, if you don't have a chair, no worries. You'll see we can do this without a chair just as well. First thing I want to do is put the heels up the wall, on the chair, and use a belt like so. And then I'm going to straighten my legs and lift my torso. So what this does is it allows me to assume the position of Pariporta Navasana, both pose, without much strain. So go ahead and give this a try, one way or another, feet on a chair, feet on the wall, or if you don't have a chair or wall, just using the belt like this will do the trick. It's just a little harder with balance. But this version, you can kind of stay in for a long period of time. And the idea here then, this is a completely different effect because now the iliopsoas and other muscles like the rectus femoris are in contraction. We've been extending. Now it's contracting, but it's in a supported way. So you probably don't feel much at all in the abdomen here, as long as you've got a good grip on the belt and your legs lifted up. Now, keep the position, but let go of the belt. And you can see already you have to really engage some of those core muscles. Tire out pretty quickly here. Not just the iliopsoas, but the six-pack muscles. They're engaged now. Okay, and then release. Sit comfortably for a few breaths. Let's do that same exact exercise one more time, using the belt and the chair. So you start here with your legs extended, your torso extended, nice upright posture, alert up on the sit bones. And feel that structure, and then keep that structure when you let go of the belt. Really wakes things up. Quadriceps wake up, the groins wake up, the abdominal muscles wake up. Okay, and release again. All right, so now I'm going to push my prop out of the way. You can continue to do it with the prop if you wish. But now just watch for a moment. We're going to go into the full pose. So you can do this different ways. You can kind of hold your knees and then, hold your thighs and then straighten your legs and then go into the pose. So that's a good way to do. Or you can just have your hands on the floor and lift your legs up and then like so. So you can find your own way to go. This will hurt. So this is a tough one. So Pariporta Navasana. I'm going to go with my hands on the floor and my knees bent, nice and upright on the sit bones, and then lift my legs, feet, extend my legs, extend my arms. Breathe here. And release. Take a few breaths. Okay, one more time. Whichever way you want to use to go into it. Take your Pariporta Navasana. You can also hold your thighs if you start to really fatigue, which I just was. So I'm going to go ahead and cheat. Then you can release again. Okay, I'm done. That's good. And just sit and take a few breaths. All right, so I want to go ahead and really, we're going to think, have we done enough? But I want to go ahead and put the hammer down here on the core. One more thing with engaging the core. I'm going to move the chair out of the way. I'm going to spread out a blanket on the floor for comfort. We've done this before. It's a good challenge. I'm also going to have a blanket under my head, just again, really for comfort more than anything else. And you can just watch for a moment. This is the one where we lie back. We bring the knees up. So now the thighs are perpendicular to the floor. The shins, calves are parallel to the floor. And then I'm going to extend my right leg out straight. And I'm going to bring my forehead up to my left knee, toward my left knee. And we just hold it there. And then we'll come back and the second side. So that's the idea. So lie back on the floor, knees bent, feet on the floor. Take a few breaths. And then bring the feet up, shins parallel to the floor. Then let's extend that right leg straight. It's a couple feet off the floor, maybe even 3. Extend your hands forward, and then lift your forehead up, your torso up toward your left knee. Just hold it there and breathe. And return, don't put your feet on the floor, but return to that start position. Take a few breaths. Extend the left leg straight, and then bring again, forehead up toward the right knee. And then come back. This time, put your feet on the floor. Let everything release. We'll do that set one more time to each side. All right. Bring the legs up. Extend the right leg straight. And bring the forehead toward the left knee. And breathe here. Don't hold your breath. And then switch leg positions. And release, feet on the floor. And just be at ease. All right, and then come up to a seated posture. So I want to do a little Ujjayi pranayama, but I want to do it basically lying down and really is just sort of moving towards Shavasana. So go ahead and set yourself up for Shavasana. What I have here is fine for me in my Shavasana. We'll lie down and we'll do the Ujjayi pranayama lying down. And then from there, we'll go right into Shavasana. So set yourself up and then lie down in Supta Tadasana. You can do as much, of course, of that abdominal work as you'd like. You know, I figured we haven't been doing a lot, so I don't want people like in total pain tomorrow with their abdominals. You'll probably feel those abdominals tomorrow in any case. So, but you can do more of that. I kept it, fairly moderate. But if you work on that a little bit, you'll you'll be able to hold those poses longer and with more frequency. All right. But now we want to use those abdominals, those iliopsoas, rectus femoris, to really extend out in your Supta Tadasana, supine mountain pose. Lift the inner edge of the shoulder blades, take the outer shoulders into the floor, and then let the feet fall out to the sides. Let the legs roll out away from each other. Breathe quietly, evenly in and out both nostrils. Let your body weight settle into the floor. Just spend a little time taking an internal inventory of how you're feeling and letting go any place where you're dizzy, where you're engaged muscularly. Just let it all go. Let your weight release into the floor. No resistance to gravity, just let go. Now we'll begin the pranayama. Again, if you feel any, if you get out of sync, don't worry, don't try to keep up necessarily, just go at your own pace as you may wish, or return to normal breathing and then catch back up at a certain point, re-enter the pranayama. Don't force your way through feelings of agitation or frustration. Just breathe normal. That's an essential element to pranayama, not forcing it, but just finding your own comfort zone with it while doing it correctly. All right, breathing entirely in and out the nostrils. Take a good full inhale through both nostrils and a full exhale. We begin with an inhale. Lift, open the chest. Hold, engage Mula Bandha. Engage that central perineal tendon, a little lift in the pelvic floor as you hold the breath. Keep that Mula Bandha, that lift in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Hold, engage Uddiyana, drawing the navel back toward the spine and everything lifting up toward the heart center. Release those bandhas and inhale. Hold, engage Mula Bandha. Keep Mula Bandha as you exhale. Hold, engage Uddiyana. Release the bandhas. Inhale. Hold, engage Mula Bandha. Keep Mula Bandha as you exhale. Hold, engage Uddiyana. Release the bandhas. Inhale. Continue on your own for a few more cycles. After your next hold, after exhale, the Bayakumbhaka, return to normal breathing. Just release into your Shavasana. Quiet, calm breath. Complete release of muscle. Complete release of mental busyness. Release into a quiet, calm breath. All right, then take a few slightly deeper breaths. Bring awareness back into fingers and toes. Bring your hands to your abdomen or comfortably on your torso. Bend your knees, feet on the floor, and roll to your side, preferably right side. Take a few more breaths here. And then gently push to a seated posture. I gotta tell you, you almost lost me there in Shavasana. I was gone. I almost didn't come back for you. That was good. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.